Hello and welcome to Loquitur Gaming. I'm going to play Memoir 44 again. I had such a good time a couple weeks ago when I played it, and I've just been waiting to get it back to the table. Had a couple other things to do, but I wanted to give it another shot. So I'm going in here into the second scenario in the book, Sainte Mere-Eglise. So this is also June 6, 1944, part of D-Day. It's an airborne drop. And there are some special rules for this one, not too many. I mean, so you can kind of see from the board that there are a lot more German units than there are US units. So the kind of fun special rule here, and I gotta grab some US units. Let me get my German units out of the way. You're supposed to take 4 US infantry units and hold them about 12 inches above the battlefield, and then you're supposed to drop them. I don't know if I get to pick where. I don't want to drop them right there onto the Germans, because if they land in a spot where there are Germans, now if they land in a hex where there's another friendly or enemy unit, the figure's out of action. And if they land in their own brand new hex, then we get to get a new American unit there. So let's drop them. That looks like about 12 inches. We'll drop them right there. So looks like we get this hex, this hex, this hex, and this hex. How many units does that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 with the tanks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And different than the last scenario, the Germans actually do have some tanks. I think the first scenario was just a straight up infantry battle. And this one is a race to 4 question mark victory medals? Yes, 4 medals. The allied player is going to get to go first. There are no victory hexes this time. Is that almost all the infantry? Yep. There's only 2 guys left in the box. So these are the most full units you can field. All right, so we've got that. Let's take our command card deck. Let's get the box out of the way. Give it one last push in shuffle and kind of big shuffle. When these are sleeved, this deck gets pretty tall. And we'll cut it once, and then so I'm still going to do where I keep the cards for the allied player kind of down here next to the allied medals, and I'll keep the Germans hand up here by the German medals. The allied player is supposed to get 5 cards and the Axis player 4 cards. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 is 4 on each side, and then the 5th one there for the US player. And I should take a peek at the allied player is going to go first. I need to peek at the German player's hand in case he has some kind of counter card where he could stop the allied player from doing something. He does not. These cards are almost just too big for these standard size sleeves that I've got. They fit, but they're almost too big. All right, I'm not going to look too hard at what I got. I just wanted to see if there was any potential counters in there. So we've got a right flank card for 3 units, but we've only ended up with 1 unit over here. And we got an upside down center recon. We've got a left flank recon. We've got a right flank recon, which might be okay for our 1 unit. And then we've got a probe, 2 units in the center. Maybe we probe and just try to get rid of this guy quickly. What does the bocage do? Let's take a peek at our cards here. We've got 1 sandbag on the map right there. No special units. Hedgerows. They block line of sight. A unit moving into it must stop. A unit moving in cannot battle unless you're French resistance. To enter, the unit must start from an adjacent hex, and when exiting, the unit must stop on an adjacent hex. So they're pretty obstructive to doing stuff. It does not say that a unit moving out cannot battle, though. So, I wonder if we do this probe in the center. We didn't get like any special cards on the Allied side. These are all like do stuff cards. Do actions, attacks, moves, and whatnot. Something in my eye. All right, we're gonna play this probe. Issue an order to 2 units in the center. We can move 1 and still attack. We're gonna move in on this guy. While the hedgerow seems like a nice defensive position. As a matter of fact, I think we will stay there. And we'll move. Let's go this direction. We will move 1 and still attack. So let's start with these guys back here. They are up close and personal, so they get to roll 3 dice. This one is pretty cocked. I'm going to roll it again. 2 infantry and no retreats. So 2 infantry removed. Now let's do this unit here. 2 infantry. That was quick. Now, when they're eliminated, is it when they're eliminated or when only when they retreat that we can take ground? When an ordered infantry unit in close combat eliminates the enemy unit or forces it to retreat, it can take the ground by advancing. We are going to do that. All right, I'm going to throw in a cut real quick because I want to grab my little beads just so I can remember. Actually, you know what? I've got dice right here. I will use these dice to mark which units I am activating. Because with all the talking, I'm trying to make sure I'm not missing anything. I will forget who is moving. All right, that's a good enough marker. Okay, so Allied player done, I believe. Turns in this game are pretty simple. You play a card, do the order, move, fight, and then draw a new card. And they got a counterattack. So they're gonna play, they can play the same card that the opponent just played. Okay, so the Axis player has got a Recon on his right flank. Armor Assault, issue an order up to 4 armor units. It's only got 1, and it's kind of stuck back there because you can't move through other units. Behind enemy lines, issue an order to 1 infantry unit. Unit may move up to 3 hexes. Unit may battle with 1 additional die, then move again up to 3 hexes. Terrain movement restrictions are ignored. Terrain battle restrictions still apply. Firefight, issue an order to 4 units to open fire. Units in a firefight may not be adjacent to an enemy unit and may not move. Firefighting units roll 1 additional die. We're not close enough to do that. But we could do this behind enemy lines. Now, does an infantry unit suffer a penalty from fighting out of a town? Armor fights out of a town at -2 die. Now it says to ignore... Oh no, terrain battle restrictions still apply. So moving into a town, infantry would not be able to fight. Can you fight when you move into woods? Where is the woods card? I don't have the woods card in front of me. Oh yes, here it is, under the book. Unit moving in cannot battle. Well, If they fought up, this is a hill space right here, and if they fought up a hill, they would suffer a negative die modifier, plus those guys are behind some sandbags. So there's -1 die if you are infantry shooting into the sandbags, I think is what that means. Unit hidden, ignore the first flag, yeah. Battle dice are reduced by 1. So uphill and behind sandbags, you have to reduce battle dice by 2 there. Wow, I'm wondering if I just probe and try to get a better card. Or I mean recon, sorry, not probe. Now let's do this. We're going to do behind enemy lines. We'll do this infantry unit here, and it can move up to 3 and still battle with this special card. So we'll go 1, 2, 3. We get an extra die. So normally that would be 2 dice at that range for infantry, 2 spaces away. But it'll go up to 3 because of our card, because of our behind enemy lines card. So we got 2 stars and a grenade. Grenade just eliminates 1 unit. And now we get to move up to 3. We're just going to move back into the woods. Or is it better to go into the bocage? It doesn't really matter, I guess. It's the same. Yep. That's good. Gets another card. Ooh, all units on that side. It's a good card to get. All right, allied player. Still not a good card for him. Until we get more units over there. So recon, we got 3 recon cards. Counterattack, now we could, that's interesting, we could play okay, when you're counterattacking an infantry assault, we're not doing that. We're not counterattacking a section card. Counterattack seems good when he gets like an all. Maybe we recon and try to get a better card situation going. We'll recon on the left. And we'll move these guys into the town, and they cannot fight when they move into the town. Right? Unit moving in cannot battle unless you're French resistance. French resistance seems like they've got some pretty cool rules. We'll move in there and get some defense. Now, because we played a Recon card, we get to draw 2 and pick 1. Another Recon card and a probe. We've already got one of these Recon cards, so we'll take the probe. All right. Armor Assault still does nothing for us because the guy is trapped back there. I think we should get moving. So we will issue an order to all of the units on that flank. It's going to be some moving and not fighting, I think. If we move 1, that'd be 3, 2, but -2, so we wouldn't get to roll any dice. So we're going to go 1, 2. We've got to get closer. 1, 2. 1, 2. And 1, 2. Everybody move 2 so they cannot shoot. Most of these things that give you a defensive bonus, you can't fight out of the turn you move in there, but they all moved 2 anyway, so they won't be able to attack. All right, let's see what he gets. Same exact card on the same flank, which is nice because now he's close enough to actually do some combat next turn. Okay. Does the allied player counterattack? He's got 3 units on there. When you counter a section card, you basically fight in the same section that the other person moved. I mean, this would be the right time to do it when you've got a card that lets you command a lot of units. It's still only 3. Too bad it wasn't in the middle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's got 6 units in the middle. So yeah, he's going to counterattack, which is going to allow him to use all the units on this side. I think the smart thing to do, it would be just to move 1 and take a shot. They're all activating, so now I don't need to mark them. They're not moving off of that hill or behind that sandbag. That is a good defensive position for them. But they will shoot. I guess I should. No, they're all being marked. And then he's going to shoot also. So we will start with these guys back here, shooting there at 2 dice. Start at infantry. No retreats. Now these guys on the hill from up, they don't get a bonus from being up high to their fighting. They only get the defensive bonus. So it's still 2 over to those guys. Man, this dice tray stuff gets cocked on the edges pretty easily. I'm gonna switch to the other one. The one that actually has some sound. Okay, he should probably retreat with that guy fairly soon. Now this guy, he's going to fight into the open. Just makes more sense than shooting into the forest. So we got 2 and a retreat. To retreat 2 spaces? Man, you take a break for a couple of weeks from a game, and it's not a difficult game. It's 1 hex per flag. Yeah, I should have known that. I'm mixing it up with other war games I've been playing, where the retreat was just always 2 hexes. They're not going to take ground. They do not want to leave the town space, so I think they are good where they are at. I don't really need to move this yet, I don't think. So that was the allied player's card. He's going to draw, and he's going to get a dig in. Issue an order to 4 infantry units. I don't think I've seen this one in a while. Units improve their position by placing an available sandbag on the unit's hexes. If you do not command any infantry units, issue an order to 1 unit of your choice. Do they not fight when they do this then? I don't know about that card. Okay, so we're going to issue an order to all these guys again. Retreat. And move 1 space. And these guys will also retreat into the woods. They're all being activated though, so we're going to take some shots with these guys into the town. It would be 3, but going into the town is -1 for infantry. Yes. Grenade and a retreat. So they lose 1. Oh, see, so that was bad. That was bad play. Did I even say who was doing the attacking? If I was concentrating, I should have had these guys attack first, and I'm going to say that's what we did, just because I'm talking a lot. It's not really going to matter, though, because the allied player gets to choose his retreat, and he's going to retreat out of the town here, and then line of sight is blocked. And even if these guys tried to shoot up here, it's too far away. The hill and the sandbag, they would lose all of their dice. So that didn't do as much damage as the German player was hoping. Three units in the middle is not a useful card. He has no one in the middle. All right. Dig in. I don't know if they still get to attack with that card. I think I want to probe anyway. I want to get more guys onto this side. So we're going to do this probe. Order 2 units in the center. And I'm just going to move these guys over so that they're in this flank over here. And that's it. Too far away to shoot. Line of sight's blocked by this. Air power, target a group of 4 or fewer enemy units adjacent to each other. This is not a good card for the German player to have the allied player get. Did I draw a card for him? Yeah. Roll 2 battle dice per hex, because right now those guys are all grouped up still. Armor Assault Firefight is also not a good card right now because no one is close enough. We probably just have to Recon just to draw some better cards. We will Recon these guys into here. They cannot fight because they moved into a town, but they're getting a defensive bonus. You get to draw 2. Infantry Assault or Probe on the left flank. We're going to take Infantry Assault for sure. That'll get these infantry guys out of the way and then the armor can move. If they survive what's about to happen, because this air power attack is going to suck for them. Target a group of 4 or fewer enemy units adjacent to each other. Roll 2 battle dice per hex for an allied air attack, or 1 per hex for an Axis air attack, ignoring any terrain battle die reduction. Score 1 hit for each die that matches the unit's symbol, a grenade, or a star. For each flag, retreat 1 hex. Flags may not be ignored. Not good. We will start here. 2 dice. Flag and a tank. Well, at least they didn't lose anybody. And they actually have a space they can retreat to. Now we'll go here. Star and a guy. We'll go to the last infantry unit in the back there. Star and a guy. And the tank unit. Oops, that's not going to count. 2 infantry. I like to play a rule where if I'm using a dice tray and just stick with it the entire time, it's got to be in the dice tray. If it goes out, or if it accidentally flies out of my hand, it doesn't count. It's in the dice tray is what counts. Well, that could have gone a lot worse, because these guys didn't have anywhere to retreat. Neither did they. Any flags would have been more eliminations for them. All right, so the allied player is going to draw. Recon and Force, 1 in each area. Okay, so now I actually am questioning, do I want to... Yeah, I got to get them tanks out of there. Got to get them tanks out of there. So we are going to Infantry Assault in this section with the Axis player. You can still move 2 hexes and battle, but they're too far away. Or you get to move 3 hexes and not battle. Terrain movement and battle restrictions still apply. So this is kind of a bottleneck, but we could go 1, 2, 3, not battling. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Now let's pop those guys in the forest. Now these guys are too far away to shoot, but these guys are not. It's only 1 die, but hey, it's a pot shot. They can't see these guys, and these guys are too far away, so they will shoot there. And they got one. See? Worth it. We have a lot more German infantry off the board than we do US infantry at the moment. Okay, so he's going to get a new card. He got an all units in this flank attack card. All right, do we do this Recon in Force? We could attack with those guys as our left flank move. Actually, we could order these guys to attack there. Use those guys for our center. Maybe we move those guys into the bocage hedgerows. They won't get to fight, but it's a good defensive position. Yeah, we'll do that. So who am I ordering? I'm going to order the guys on the hill. It is a pot shot, but it's the chance at potentially getting a medal. These guys are going to assault into the town. And how do I move the 2? Now we'll move the 4. Do I just attack? Maybe I attack. I can move here and shoot there with 2 dice. Now we're going to go this direction. So they're not going to move. They're not going to move. So these guys have to move first, actually. So now I have to make the decision. I think we will go aggressive. No, if I go aggressive and they don't retreat, they can move 1 in close assault with a lot of dice. We'll go defensive and move into here. I had to be adjacent to move into it, which I was. I have to stop. Yeah, I think we're good. They don't get to fight, so I'm going to move their activation marker. So now this unit here gets 1 die to try to get either a grenade or an infantry symbol. Oh, missed. So they're done. These guys are going to assault into the town. It would be 3 dice for being adjacent, but it's into a town. So that's -1 for infantry. We've got a tank and a grenade, so just 1 guy taken away. Was looking for a retreat flag there. I wanted to advance into the town. That's it. Everybody has activated. We'll get our allied player card. Artillery bombard. No one has any artillery. So that's kind of a dead card for him. Okay, so we could actually firefight. We would. I don't think we're quite set up yet for firefight because you cannot move. You cannot be adjacent, so those guys would not be able to firefight. All right, no, we're not going to do that. So we will armor assault. Armor assault. Armor can move 3 spaces. Yes. 1, 2, 3. They cannot see these guys, and everyone else is too far away. Just needed to get them closer. Out of the corner. All right, kind of a lackluster turn, but 3 in the center. We don't have anybody in the center. So he got 2 of these? Yes, he does. So we need to get some guys into the center so that we can use some of our other cards for the access player. I don't know what happens. That's interesting. What if you can't play a card? I guess maybe it just is useless to you, and then hopefully with the next one you draw at the end of your turn does something for you. Artillery bombard is not good. We can issue to 3 units on this flank. That seems kind of interesting. We can recon in the middle. That'll get us 2 command cards. We still have this dig in card and our artillery bombard. I think I'll actually like this recon because I want to try to get a couple more. Now let's do this card. We'll attack over here. They will move 1 and they can still attack. They're not going to move, and these guys will move 2 and kind of hide behind the bocage. Yes. So these guys are going to shoot into the open unit there with 2 dice. Tank and a grenade. These guys into here would be 2, but they're in a forest, so that takes it down to 1. So they might as well shoot at the guys in the open there, because if we get a flag, they can't retreat, so it's an extra loss for them. And we did get a flag. There's nowhere for them to retreat, so they lose a guy. Kind of predicting the future there. All right, so his command card draw. I like this card. This is that card where you roll dice and you get to order units of whatever type you roll. So grenades and flags I think are bad. Yeah, so stars, infantry, and well, I guess for the allied player just be stars and infantry. He gets to roll 1, 2, 3, 4. He would get to roll 5 dice. Okay, German player. He's definitely going to attack on this flank over here. Yep. Yes, so we will attack on this flank over here. Now we're going to shoot with these guys. We will also... Who else? I gotta get some of these units out of the way. We will also... We're definitely going to move and attack with the tanks. Because they can move and fight. Tanks are just awesome in this game. And I would really like to get some more people in the center. These guys. Yes. That is what we're going to do. All right, so movement. They're not going to move, but they are going to shoot. These guys are going to move 2. Now, I don't know like a whole lot about Memoir strategy, but I'm thinking this is a safe move for them. Because if these guys move into this town, they can't fight. If these guys move into this town, they can't fight. And if they move 2, they also can't fight. And right now, the town hexes are blocking line of sight, so they should be pretty safe right there. I also want to move the tanks 1, 2, 3. We're getting them in the center because we've got a center card. And they can move 3 and still fight. Yes, I think that's good. So these guys here are going to shoot these guys in the open. It's 2 dice at that distance for them. Flag and a star, so they got to retreat. And the tank will shoot these guys here in the open. And the tanks, everybody in range, the tanks have a range of 3, everybody rolls 3 dice. Or tanks roll 3 dice if they have a target in range. 1 grenade. That could have gone better. That could have gone a whole lot better. We got a probe in the center. Okay. Okay, what do you got over here, allied player? You've got a Recon over here, a Recon in the middle. I might close assault those tanks. Or do I try to get a bunch of infantry? Let's try to get a bunch of infantry. This is kind of a gamble, maybe? I don't know. Still only got one medal on this side and none on that side. So we get to roll one battle die for each command card we have, including this one. We've got 5 cards, so we roll 5 dice, and we're looking for infantry symbols or stars, because stars are wild on this card. We got 2 infantry symbols, so we can order 2 of any infantry we want. This card is a lot better when you have like a mixed army. I don't think grenades count for artillery though, which is interesting. I don't think there's like a here's some explanation on, or some more explanation on some of the cards section in this game, like some games do. No, I don't see anything, unless it's like in the box and I just don't remember. All right, I got to pick 2 units, 2 infantry units. We're going to try to push those guys out of the town there. And I really want to close assault these tanks, although that could be a bad move for those guys. Probably should get into the town. I'm assuming this is Sainte Mere-Eglise right here. I probably should have put the church one. I think there's a church tile. Can't remember for sure. I'm gonna pick those 2 guys. Ah, man, I really want to go after these tanks and try to get them off the board, because tanks can throw a lot of dice around. So that's their movement. Those guys aren't moving, and now we go to attacking. These guys will go first, attacking into the town. So that's only 2 dice. And that does nothing. Good job. And these guys on the tanks get to roll 3 dice. 2 flags and an infantry. So they got to retreat 2 spaces. Not that big of a deal for tanks. That did not go great for the allied player. Pincer move. This is a good card for him or her, for this person. Wow, we've got a lot of... Well, we've got Firefight. Is Firefight a good card to use right now? You cannot be adjacent, so no, it's not great. We're going to do this card and order both of our units in the center to do something amazing with their time. So 2 units in the center, and we've only got 2 German units in the center. We're going to have the tank go first. It's going to go 1, 2, 3. These guys are going to go 1. And then they both get to attack. We will have the infantry attack first, because the tank can get some range attacking going on. So at close like this, they get 3 dice. Grenade, grenade, retreat. So grenade, grenade, retreat. And now the tank, still within range, gets 3 dice on that poor guy who probably is not long for this game. Grenade infantry. 1 medal for the German player. All right, card. Probe in the center. And yes, we still have all kinds of center attack cards. So what is, oh, he wants the pincer card, right? Is that his best card for now? Yeah, the pincer, I think. 2 units on each flank. It's a 2 and a 2. So who are we going to pick? Well, we've only got 2 on this side. I'm just going to mark them so that I know in case I move them 2 or whatever. These guys are going to continue their attack on the town, and these guys are going to try to pot shot those guys. Anybody moving? These guys are going to move this direction. Let's just move down here just to get out of range from a pot shot there. Is that smart? It's only 1 die. They can't be eliminated. No, we'll move there. That gets him in range of the tank, though. That's fine. It might not be fine, but that's what's going to happen. That's all the movement. Now we'll attack these guys. 1 die, that range, nothing. Now, these guys into the town. Probably didn't see that that was a star. Finally, a grenade and an infantry. Well, that actually doesn't eliminate them, and it doesn't push them out. That's still not the best possible result. I was trying to push them out to gain that ground. And these guys will shoot at those 2 guys in the open there with 2 dice. Flag and a tank, so they will move back there with the flag. Could have gone better, could have gone worse. Direct from HQ, issue an order. Oh, did I play? I might have screwed something up. Oh, I did. All right, I'm going to do it now. I screwed something up, and I just remembered. I'm trying to go too fast and talking and stuff. When I played their finest hour, I was supposed to reshuffle the deck. So I'm just going to do it now. These cards say command on both sides, but some of the pictures are upside down. I wish they would have just put command on like the top. So it'd be easier without looking at the picture to tell if some of the cards were upside down. So the German player is going to probably activate his units in the center again. Or do I have a Recon card? It'd be nice to try to draw a couple new cards. Oops. And while it is 1 medal to 1 medal right now, there are a lot of weak German units on the board. There are quite a few deceased German guys on the side over there. All right, German player's turn. Can we do firefight? That's an interesting question. Still doesn't make sense. So we're going to order our 2 units in the center again with a center probe. The tank. These guys will move here. The tank will actually move here. They'll still have line of sight to these guys. Those guys get 1 die. If they retreat, though, then the tank's not going to have line of sight. But the tank could take a shot up there, if need be. Or I hate to just not attack a already weakened unit, right? We're going for unit elimination. So with these two guys, if they attacked into the bocage, it would be -1. So that'd be 1 die. It's 1 die there. We'll just go there. We don't want a flag here. We want a grenade or an infantry, and we got a tank. And now the tanks, 3 dice on those guys there, because they get -2 shooting into the bocage. This game calls it hedgerows. It's the same thing. Grenade and an infantry. Unit eliminated. That's 2 medals for the Axis player. Okay, he gets a card. We were not adjacent, so we do not get to do like the armor overrun or anything. Infantry Assault. This could be a good card. It'd be nice if we could get some more infantry into the middle with this card. I don't know if that's going to be a thing that happens, though. Okay. Direct from HQ probably is the way to go here, right? We just get to pick 4 units. Really powerful card, direct from HQ. Four units of your choice. We're going to shoot at those guys in the open. We're going to assault those guys in the town. I think we move these guys into this town space, and we're just going to take another pot shot, just trying to get a medal over there. I could have these guys just leave the town and also shoot there. Yes, it's only the hedgerows that if you... Now when exiting you have to stop on an adjacent hex, but it doesn't say when you're moving out that you cannot battle. Out of the hedgerow. We get to roll 2 dice from there and 2 dice from here. If we go out, line of sight will not be blocked because we get from the center to the center, we go along the edge of this hex. I think that's what I'm going to do. So we do movement first. They will move 1, leaving the protection of Sainte Mere-Eglise. They still get to fight though. These guys are going to move into town. They do not get to fight, so I will take their activation token away. That's it for movement. Now we'll do attacks. These guys into there. All right, that's a medal. And we're going to take the ground. So now I think this is an inevitable win for the Allied player. The Axis player just kind of got crappy cards. Now, what should we do first? We should do this one first, because if they have to retreat 1 to either here or here, these guys will still have some semblance of a shot. These guys would not. If these guys made them retreat, the town would block line of sight to the center of that one and the center of that one. So we'll fight from here. It's 2 dice at that range. Grenade and an infantry. They were eliminated. Well, I guess we shoot at the tanks out of the hedgerow. We don't have anything bad that happens to us as far as dice go. I mean, you actually want to kind of be behind hedgerows, right? Surprising tanks with your anti-tank weapons and stuff. That's 2 dice. We're looking for grenades and tank symbols. We got a tank and a retreat. So we'll pull off a tank and make him retreat. He will choose to go there. No, it's his turn. He's going to choose to go here so that he may be able to attack and overrun these guys. Because it is now his turn. 1 more medal and the allied player wins. So he gets a probe with 2. Let me take that off. He's only got 1 unit over there though. Take that off. Okay. What do you got over here, buddy? Infantry Assault. I'd order a unit to, issue an order to all infantry units in 1 section. I actually almost want to shoot with these guys and just try to do a lot of damage here, because if I push them back, I can overrun and attack again. So not super efficient. I don't really have any infantry units that are in a lot of danger of dying. I mean, this guy would be good to get out, but, and I realize it's not very efficient, but I think this is a good chance for our armor to be able, what do they call it actually in this game? I think it's, yeah, armor overrun combat. So if you have a successful attack when you're adjacent, and you push them out, you get to do another attack, basically. No negatives, right? Yeah, no negatives. He's not going to move. And it's a tank, so it's 3 dice. Look at that. We did not eliminate them, but they did. Oh, look at that's unfortunate though. 2 flags, they get to go back 2. We can take the position. We shoot at them again into the forest. We only get 1 die. Well, they have to retreat again. Didn't take any of them out though. Didn't exactly go as planned. Ooh, counterattacks. Decent card. Okay, allied player. What are your plans? Guess we should look at what you've got. You got a couple of recons, artillery bomb. You got a probe. We might just need to get a new card. If we... I just don't know about this dig in card. If anybody knows, do they still get to attack? It feels like, I don't know, maybe I shouldn't even be thinking about thematics, but it feels thematically like they should just be creating sandbags and not attacking with the dig in card. This is a little gamey, but actually what I kind of feel like doing. Now we'll recon, trying to get a better card. So I'm going to recon in the center. Right now they're out of LOS, but they can come up and hit them pretty hard. So they'll just move into there. And then we draw 2 and pick 1 because we played a Recon card. They went into the forest, so they can't battle, even though they only moved 1. All right. Probe or Recon. We'll take Probe on this side. Firefight. Still not great. 3 units. Infantry Assault. I think we're going to Infantry Assault, actually, over here. I'm just going to get this guy back out of the way. These guys will move up. They can't fight. These guys are not going to move, and they're just going to assault into there. So it's 2 dice because it's a town hex, and they get nothing. Armor Assault. That gets him an extra die, which is good. That'll get them 2 dice if they go here, 4 dice if they go there. All right. Yeah, these guys we're going to probe over here. 2 units. So these guys are just going to attack out, and we will move this unit. So we'll just move. They cannot attack because they went 2. Those guys into there is 3 dice into the open. Infantry, infantry. No retreats. And draw a card. Ambush. So this is one of those reaction cards I was looking for at the beginning. After an opponent declares a close assault, but before he rolls his battle dice, play this card. Roll your battle dice first. If the opponent's unit wasn't eliminated or forced to retreat, it may then attack normally. At the end of the turn, draw your command card first. And if I wasn't playing solo, if I was still playing as just the German player, and actually I don't know if that's true right now, because he played 2 units over there. A counterattack here, both of these guys would get to assault into there. That actually seems like a good play, because I don't have anything to order guys on that side right now, and this card is giving me the ability to order guys over there. Yeah, I think that's what he would play. So these 2 units will be the 2 that are chosen, because we have to do it in the same section. So attacking first, we will attack with the guys in the open onto the town, and that's when he would probably play his ambush card. Yeah. So his ambush is going to go off first. 3 into there. Ooh. Forced to retreat 1. So that unit actually does not get to attack, but then these guys get to attack in. And it's 2 dice. I'm going to put this down, and I'm just going to get him his command card now, and we'll look at it in a second, because he draws his command card first. Ooh, grenade and infantry. Okay, so the allied player drew a Recon in force, and then the Axis player's card is 3 units in the center. he's got a lot of center cards this game, and both of his areas of deployment were like in the corners. So now it is actually the allied player's turn. I think we do Recon and Force. And now I'm just going... So these guys will shoot at somebody. It's one in each section. He's not going to leave the town. Should he just run away? Actually, I don't think it matters. These guys can take a pot shot at the tanks. Actually, I get a better die roll if I use those guys. And then these guys are going to move and take a pot shot at probably those guys. So movement first. These guys will move up to here. These guys are going to move to here. And just to double check, hedgerows, all it says when you're exiting that you have to stop on an adjacent hex. But it doesn't say anything about not being able to battle when you move out, only when you move in. All these guys get to fight, so I'll do this one last. I want to take a shot at these tanks. What if I should do this guy at the tanks? It's only one. It's one die here or one die there because it's in... Yeah, just might as well go for the tank. What the heck? And no. Here, it's 2 dice against the tanks. Infantry grenade. And now these guys get 2 dice against that infantry there. All right, that's it. 4 medals. Just to double check. Sainte Mere-Eglise, 4 medals. All right, an allied victory. And I mean, they were close to getting a 3rd medal, but all the other units were pretty full. Now, I think this scenario is entirely dependent on that airdrop. If the allied player had not had all 4 of those get to be units, would it have been closer? I don't know. The Axis player didn't really get very many good cards, and they were kind of bottlenecked up over there. But yeah, still fun. I really like Memoir 44. Another great scenario, another great game. I'm still working on painting my Battlecry stuff, so I'm going to have some Battlecry on the channel here pretty soon. But those guys, the guys I'm using for that, I'm not painting the stuff that came in the box. It'll be a surprise when you see what I am using. Unless I've said already on the channel, I don't remember for sure. All right, I hope you enjoyed this playthrough, and I hope you're enjoying all the series on the channel, and I'll see you in the next one.